Going on, everybody? Oh, there we go. What's going on, everybody? Hope you guys are ready to rock and roll from prompt to profit. Today's webinar is going to be a rock star presentation. So thank you guys for all jumping on with us. If you can, I always like to get started in the chat. So if you can, just drop in the chat who you are, where you're calling in from. Big echo. Is everybody getting that? Everybody getting the echo? No echo. You guys are good? No echo? All right, cool. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it. Again, who you are, where you're calling in from, and have you ever used ChatGPT? I just want to know really quick. I'm assuming a lot of you guys that are on the call, you guys have used ChatGPT. So I'm curious to learn a little bit more about that. I have a follow-up question to that. How many of you have used ChatGPT to make money? Have you used it to make money? ChatGPT, is it making you money? That's the question. Not yet. Working on it. Not yet. There we go. No, I haven't. Me. Yes, it is. Seldom used. Not yet. No. Oh man, we got the chat is rocking. You guys are really ready to go today. I have a quick story. I'm a big story guy. And I would tell you that 12 months ago, ChatGPT helped me spend $500,000 on putting basically a spa in my backyard. The landscape design, the pool, the waterfall going into the pool. This was all done by AI very quickly. It was able to spend $500,000 of my dollars as fast as you could imagine. This is the reality that we live in. For the last 12 months, 24 months, 36 months, however long you want to look at it, AI has been compounding within all of these different industries in all of these different ways. I mean, we have tested so much AI. It's actually like kind of crazy. Some would call it insane. But no, I feel like it's time to sit down, peel back the onion, and really lock in to help you guys on how we are leveraging AI today. How you can be making money using tools like ChatGPT, which is free. And I do want to preface this. We can get our screen shared and start to get things going here. But I do want to preface with this, guys. And that's something simple. That the reason we chose to do this through ChatGPT is because you now have a free tool that you have access to. ChatGPT does have a free version. Some of the others don't have a free version. So we decided to utilize ChatGPT for today's webinar. But it's not to say that you couldn't do this through Claude, that you couldn't do some of this stuff with Gemini, which is Google's AI. So I'm not here to tell you that I'm some pro. I'm not here to tell you that this is how you have to do it, right? It's the reality is why we're doing this is we realized within this year that AI isn't replacing affiliates, but it was certainly starting to replace the affiliates who weren't using AI or refused to use AI, right? So that is kind of the goal of today, right? It's not to show you how to. Today, I'm going to show you how I would start from zero if you took my book of business away, right? If I was getting started tomorrow and I was at zero again, how I would start is this right here, right? Most people think that AI writes emails, and that's really just the smallest thing that it can potentially do for you, right? The reality is, in the past, affiliates would research customers manually. They'd have to write messages. Then they'd hope that message hit them at the right time. They'd forget to follow up, right? And that would just be repeated over and over and over again from prospect to prospect. The new age affiliate, AI is able to help identify opportunity, research companies, identify potential funding triggers, write messages, write follow-ups, analyze the conversations that you're having. We've found that our affiliates are saving time due to the AI that they're starting to leverage within their own process, right? Now, here's the interesting thing: the businesses are cyclical, right? And there are so many different types of businesses out there. You can look at all different industries. You can look at all different types of companies. But the reality is if you are somebody that's getting started today, or even have been started for a bit and haven't quite made some money with this, we're going to walk through a few live examples right now of how to leverage AI so that you can really take the advantage of the fact that your network is your net worth, right? And this is what smart affiliates are doing in 2026. They know how they're building different systems. They know how to connect with their own customers, but they also realize that there's this opportunity to help businesses get access to funding. And that could be because they're a CPA or a CFO who's working in the business, and they have the financial foresight to see or forecast potential funding needs, right? It could be that you're simply somebody that works in equipment finance, or excuse me, in equipment sales, and you need assistance financing additional pieces of equipment for some of the borrowers who may not meet your criteria, right? You could be a banker. If you're working, really quick in the chat, how many people here are in traditional lending? You work at a bank, you work for an SBA provider, traditional commercial finance. How many of you guys are in traditional commercial finance these days? I see it used to be, I see SBA lenders. You know, the reality is a lot of people are in these industries already, right? Real estate, mortgage industry. There's so many different ways that you can connect with a business owner these days that doesn't have to be what we do, but yet you still are an affiliate with Rock. So let's get down to business here. Let's get down and dirty in ChatGPT. In the chat, really quick, anybody know anything about projects? Anybody know anything about projects in ChatGPT? Projects are a way of kind of putting the brain together, right? So if I take a look at ChatGPT over here, I could literally click this little pop out here. And now I have access to all these different features in ChatGPT. I'm going to give you a hint here. The reason Tony knows how to use ChatGPT is because I have asked ChatGPT how to use it. Right? So all of this knowledge that I've gotten is through trial and error. I don't know any other way. I'm one of those people that if you ask me to go through the wall, I'm just going to run my head into it until it falls down. Right? So that's kind of what I've done with my own experience inside of ChatGPT. But if you're an affiliate and you are somebody that wants to have ChatGPT work for you, a project is a great way for you to segment off a piece of ChatGPT that will actually save your conversations. It will remember any baseline knowledge that you upload. It will leverage that knowledge in being able to pull relevant information out of it as you continue to talk to it. Now, ChatGPT and a regular new chat can do something like that. The reality is, though, it doesn't remember as well as when you put it into a project. So the first thing that I would do if I was an affiliate with Rock today is I would create a project that was the business that I was going to build around my relationship with Rock Financial. And I would start there. I would have a project. And one of the key pieces of information that I would upload to the document is what I'm about to copy and paste here into my first chat. And that is Rock Financial's ideal customer profile, right? So I come in here and we are now going to upload our ideal customer profile, right? This is all to train the AI, right? That's what this is about. So I have here copied and pasted from a document, which you guys are all going to get access to. You're not going to see my document just yet. You're not going to see it just yet. But what you are going to get, every single person who registered for this webinar, which is over 1,000 people, every single one of you is going to get a Rock Financial affiliate brain in a box. You're going to get our ideal customer profile. You're going to get prompt libraries from us that help you generate content, that help you narrow down messaging, that help you research companies, that help you build out your process. So you're going to get a full ebook. Actually, everybody's getting a copy of the ebook in the follow-up to this event here. So don't worry about what you see me putting in right now into ChatGPT. You will have it, right? But I want to give it a little bit of context first, right? So starting this chat. Sorry, I can't type. So now I'm typing the word type. Starting this chat, we are going to build a knowledge base. Sorry, I'm very bad at this. Let me just type it and then we'll read it. A knowledge base you'd think I'd be able to spell our company name. Really quick in the chat, anybody want me to do this as you? Tell me what you do. What industry are you in? I saw somebody that was in mortgages before. I saw an SBA lender. If you drop it in the chat right now, I'll do it as you, so you can get a live view of yourself doing this with Tony's overview. I see SBA is quick. Tanya said it before too. She was quick. I feel like it's got to be the SBA provider. All right. I currently work in SBA lending and want to leverage my skill sets to extend Rock's products to my customers. Now, we have an ideal customer profile here, right? It goes over the business size. It goes over who we're looking for. It goes over the industries. It talks about the reasons that they might borrow, right? And then we're talking about even the sizes of the deals that we might be able to help them with, all within that ideal customer profile. You guys are getting all of this for you guys right after this, right? As soon as this webinar ends, right? Now, what I would say is something along the lines of help me target HVAC companies. I'm just going to pick HVAC because I don't want to chat with you guys again about it. But help me target HVAC companies and break down real triggers such as, again, you guys will get all of this, growth, cash flow gaps, equipment needs, or general expansion. Now, I am literally going to stop here in a sense, right? Because what I want to do is I want to train the AI to start to learn how to think. And the reality is I could tell it to write me messages that get responses. I could ask it for structured follow-up. We're going to get there. But before we do, I want to make sure not only does it know what I'm talking about, but you know what it's talking about. So my next line that I'm going to throw in here is explain to me, sorry, can't spell, how to understand the industry from Rock's perspective to better align my customers. And now we're just going to see what it spits out, right? And I promise you, I've done a little bit of this stuff, but I wish I could tell you that there was some more prep that took place. I don't necessarily know what it's going to say, right? You already know how to sell SBA loans. It's recognizing when SBA is the wrong tool and Rock might be the better financing solution, right? So the reality is HVAC companies are cash intensive businesses that constantly spend money before they get paid. This is the key here. It's before they get paid, right? And it's not, I'm not here to teach you how HVAC businesses are leveraging capital. I'm not here to teach you about the HVAC business cycle, right? I'm not here to talk about what growth looks like for an HVAC company. I'm here to show you that ChatGPT already knows all of this information across all of the industries that both you and I service, right? So when you have these types of businesses that you're coming across, right? And if I had an HVAC company that was talking about new service vans or replacing an unreliable vehicle or expanding their fleet, there's possible products that Rock offers like working capital, equipment finance, term loans, and lines of credit that could all service that type of need for this business. The reality is there is a method to the madness, right? And what that method starts to become is about how do I identify the right businesses, and then how do I have the right conversations, right? So I'm here to tell you the easiest way to identify the right business, and I don't really, not that I don't care what ChatGPT says, because I definitely care what ChatGPT says. This is all about the ChatGPT and what it's saying, but it doesn't actually matter what it has to say. It matters how I can manipulate what it's saying so that it gives me the resources that I need, right? So putting myself, again, back in your shoes, tomorrow is day 0 at this, right? And I'm going to get going in the HVAC industry as somebody that's providing SBA loans. I need to know, do I have the ability to get in front of people? Now, what I would tell you about that is there's a lot of different ways that you can leverage ChatGPT to help you build out lists, to help you be able to leverage the information that lies inside of ChatGPT. But what you are trying to do here is you're trying to figure out, do I need more help on the marketing side? Do I need more help on the sales side? Do I need more help on the data acquisition side, right? ChatGPT can help in all of these areas. And once you start to prompt your project, you can create separate chats that are things like your business development coach, your AI sales coach, your social media content coach through AI. All of these things can be built right into ChatGPT and have all different functions for your business relating to how you're going to be leveraging Rock Financial. And you're going to give it the brain when we send you all the ebook. You're going to give it the brain that it can then learn from and continue to apply from going forward. Now, what I would say about marketing is you have to be really careful. You can't just go in, get some email addresses and start firing away because you'll get your domain blocked. You'll get in a lot of trouble. There's a lot of different laws that come into play when it comes to spam and marketing and email and text and phone calls. So you got to be extremely careful with who you're contacting, how you're contacting them. And I'm not here to try to be the pro at that or give you any guidance around that. What I'm here to tell you is do your research. Make sure that you have opted in data. As long as your data opts in, then you're free to be able to market to that data, right? So I'm going to assume here, right, that we already know who we're reaching out to, right? Being that we are an SBA provider, we probably have some customers going forward or going backwards that we might be able to leverage with this. But I don't know how to leverage them. So we can start with a short outreach message, right, that will allow us to start to leverage the AI and start to not have to be a master at being able to, sorry, that one didn't copy and paste like I would have liked it, and not have to be a master at copywriting, have to be a master at putting together messages. Let's see, is it gonna let me paste? There we go. We're gonna keep our industry. It said industry because that's directly from your ebook. So here's another prompt directly from the ebook. Write a short natural outreach message to a business owner in HVAC. The tone should be conversational and helpful, not salesy, focused on understanding their business growth or cash flow needs. See what it does. It already knows, right? ChatGPT already knows Tony's going to ask it for multiple versions of this. So because it knows me already, it's already given you guys multiple options. In fact, it gave you 5 because that was what I was going to ask it to do. It already knew. Wow, sometimes it knows me better than I know myself, right? But here, let's take a look at its favorite, right? Chat's favorite. Hey, I work with a lot of HVAC business owners, and I know growth can create its own cash flow challenges, especially during busy seasons. I was curious how things have been going for your business this year. Always happy to be a resource, blah, 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 blah. Great. Give me 5 more where there is a call to action about having a conversation or booking a call. Tony just told it, don't be salesy. Now I'm telling it to be salesy. Right? Here we go. Few more. Do you see how fast this does this? Really quick in the chat, is this relevant? Or are we starting to go down the rabbit hole that you guys would hope we'd be going down? Because it's important to me that we stay on topic, that you guys are locked in here. And the reality is like we have to get micro to teach the macro lessons, right? And what I mean by that is, pull the industry out. You know, shout out to Tanya, the SBA provider on the call. She is who we kind of started to model things after in this conversation with ChatGPT today. But you could be the business consultant. You could be the director at the family office. You could be the investment analyst. You could be any one of these different types of people, right? But the system that's set up, the process that you put in place for yourself is what this actually learns from. I'm sorry, I paused there. I just caught myself in the corner of the view there, and I'm like, wow, it looks really cool with the ChatGPT, and I wasn't sure how it was going to look, so it looks great. Great job. Shout out to Emily and the marketing team. It looks awesome. Really quick in the chat, give a shout out to the marketing team. How they got Tony side by side, ChatGPT, copy paste. I mean, this is good stuff here. Yeah, do it. Yeah. Awesome. Now, here's the thing, guys. Tony would take this probably 50 steps further, but I'm going to just go at least one more for you guys, right? And that is, we broke down how cyclical this business could be. Give me 6 messages to send in the next 12 months. Months that would identify with potential funding needs. Now, while it's doing that, let me just let you guys know, The reality is our business is more cyclical than any one of these businesses that we're going to talk about. Providing funding is, and those of you that do this for a living, you guys will know exactly what I'm talking about. Providing funding is the most difficult timing structured business that exists. I'm going to say that again. Our ability to offer funding is the most difficult business to do so because it's totally based on timing of other businesses. And because of that, we need something like this. What I mean by like this is you should see the spider chart that is the Rock Financial email campaigns and how many different messages and how many different layers they go into. The reality is Jen just got whiplash because I brought up the email marketing piece. But the reality is Jen, who runs email marketing for us, would take something like these 6 messages and schedule them for the next 12 months in the HVAC industry, but she'd also do it using 5 different variations. She'd do it with a little bit more of a marketing approach like we had here, where it's like, hey, we're just going to keep it super high level, and there is not really a call to action. We're more just staying in front of you, and when you engage, it's all good, right? Here's a few that are a little bit more direct. And would you be open to a quick 15-minute conversation? Do you have 15 minutes for a quick conversation? I'd love to schedule a quick call, right? All of these different approaches will show up in a Rock Financial email campaign, in a Rock Financial messaging campaign. The reality is when you have business owners that you're working with, you are totally on their side. You are totally on their timing. You are totally on their systems. And that's what's most difficult about our business, if I'm being honest, is our business is, it actually says it right here. It's the key that every message starts with their business. Our business is their business. So that's what makes this messaging impactful. It's not about financing. Financing can only become part of the conversation if they've revealed a real challenge. So here's why your cadence works, right? And here's what it put together. There is a preparing for the HVAC season, right? They'll have inventory, hiring, working capital needs. There's demand ramp up, right? Those that are turning on their systems for the first time, there's now more putting in systems. It gets hotter throughout those months. There's peak workload right now in the HVAC industry. This is when you should borrow. For those of you that want to know, the answer to the question is, when is it best for a business to borrow money? I heard from a banker a long time ago, and this is not just bankers, but they were explaining that banks give out money, give out umbrellas when the sun is shining. So I would tell you, get capital when you don't need it, right? Not saying that you just need rainy day capital all the time, but the reality is, if you are somebody who is looking for capital when you need it desperately, it's usually toughest to find at that moment. Now, I'm not saying that we can't time it up and get you something in April or March or January or November or September. The reality is we're going to fund HVAC businesses 12 months out of the year. 12 months out of the year. The timing isn't up to us. The messaging can be, though. And that's what I'm trying to teach you guys here is ChatGPT can help you align the message with the timing and then create the system that has this over and over and over again. Watch this. Great. Now change to the restaurant industry and do the same thing. But also, give me the explanations behind needing funding that we also discussed about HVAC. Now, again, I'm not the prompt king. I'm not AI guru. I'm not here to sell you a course. I mean, how many of you in the chat, how many of you have seen these courses that have popped up for AI and people want you to pay hundreds or thousands or whatever amount of dollars for them to show you what I'm doing right now? Like the reality is you guys all know more than you need to know to go be more successful than all of those people. One day I'll sell a course and hopefully you guys will buy it. Right? Would you buy my course in the chat? Would you buy it? I tell you, it'll at least be entertaining. That much I could tell you. It would be entertaining. You guys would be entertained the whole time. You got the restaurant industry, though, right? And here's a quick market overview, right, of the restaurant industry and how it works and why they borrow money, understanding that business cycle like we talked about, right? And again, I'm just kind of scrolling through these things because you can do this for yourself. There also is so much more that we could be doing in between the systems here. Roger just said the best thing that I've seen so far in the not the best thing because I've seen some great things in the chat, but it's the most relevant thing on the screen for me right now is AI can teach AI prompting. You're totally right. I actually started with that and that I learned all that I know about ChatGPT by asking ChatGPT. I actually have my whole ChatGPT is started that way, right? Because I want to know what these people know. And the only thing that they know is what AI is telling them anyway. Right? So here's all your uses of funds and why restaurants borrow money, right? But the reality is I don't want to take this in the same direction here, right? Here's some sales conversation examples. It's still talking to you, Tanya, right? Giving you some insight on when the SBA might be better versus when you might want to rock out. And here's some trigger phrase cheat sheet. I don't hate this. When you hear these, keep digging, right? My favorite thing is we're adding outdoor seating. Oh, great. Tell me more about that, right? The bank is taking forever. Tell me more about that. Equipment keeps breaking. Oh, great. Tell me more about that, right? Tony loves a good tell me more about that. Here's your 6 messages. I just did this for 2 industries while hosting a webinar, while chatting with you guys, while being able to then really leverage the fact that we have all of these different systems already starting to be built for us. Right. I have another prompt here. I'm just going to throw it in. This is about follow-up, right? And creating cyclical messages, right? So create a 5-step follow-up sequence for each business owner who showed interest but has not yet responded, right? So there's going to be people that are like, hey, yeah, send me some more info. And that's the last you're going to hear from them. This is what they should receive next. This is what those that showed interest initially, but then fell off the face of the earth. They go MIA. They're all of a sudden they're on a milk carton somewhere and they're missing in action, right? This is what they would need, right? They would need a follow-up sequence, something that, hey, once they showed interest, now go down this path, right? So that's what we're going to build here really quick using ChatGPT. Shouldn't feel like you're checking in, right? It should feel more that you are introducing a new angle, demonstrating industry knowledge, making it easier for them to engage. Look, it even gave us the timeline for the follow-up. I love that. I love that. I didn't even ask it to do that yet. Now I know when I should send it. Now I know what I should do. Now I know how I should do it. There's so many different ways, systems, things that you can leverage when it comes to these different industries, when it comes to building systems and processes. There's so much that can happen that you will be able to learn if you use it. There's one more prompt that I'm not seeing on the screen here. Can you pull up the ebook for me here, just so that I can get it out of the actual ebook? There's a couple people asking about, can we get access to the prompts? Where's the ebook? There will 1,000% be an ebook into sorry, there will 1000% be an ebook for you guys all in your email as this wraps up. You guys will get access to all of the prompts. There's in fact an entire prompt library that will go over your prompts for content, prompts for helping you generate more business, and then this other prompt that I'm trying to get access to right now that's just going to help you sell a little bit better, right? Because to me, marketing is great, but sales are better. Marketing spends the money that sales makes, right? So let's make some money. How do we make money? It's right there. Go back. Sorry. Yep, that one. Perfect. Sorry, I'm on it. Thank you guys for helping me out here and dealing with it. This is what I need. Okay, perfect. Here we go. This is the one I want. I got the next prompt for you. Boom. This is the one. This is the one. This is the one that I've been waiting to drop the whole time. No, I'm just kidding. There's a lot of them that I definitely liked. But this is the one that I would tell you I would use to really help me land the plane, right? It would be help if I could spell at all. To really help me land the plane. And what I mean by land the plane is actually talk to a business owner in a way that helps me feel like I'm connecting with them, right? And now here we have a quick call script, right, about helping them get access to funding. The reality is what you say at the beginning of the conversation will help get them on the phone. How you can help them, though, and related ways of doing that is going to come from the questions that you ask. You ever hear somebody talk about their kids? How proud do they get to talk about their kids, right? Speaking of kids, both of my kids are here today, running amok in the office at the moment, I would assume. So good luck to the Rock Financial team that's currently in our office. I'm in the studio. It's nice and quiet here. I can guarantee you my 2-year-old is probably up there causing havoc. But you know, everybody wants to tell you about their kids. That's why I just told you about mine. Business owners, they treat their business like a child, right? They want to tell you about their business, right? So when you ask good questions, they will take the ball and run with it. My favorite question on the screen right now that I see is something around the lines, along the lines of something like this. If there was one thing that you could do in the restaurant today, what would it be? What's one thing in the restaurant that's not getting done that you would like to have done, if you were able to afford it? I love a question like that, right? Here's another one that's similar. Are there any projects that you've been putting off because of timing or cash flow? I love a good baseline discovery question. And I'm telling you, if you get really good at asking the discovery questions and prompting having a prompt system that helps you identify the best questions to ask, I mean, it's only going to get that much better. Now, let me just take this one step further for a second, because I want you to see how applicable this becomes, right? If I had a specific business's website, I could drop the website in here right now, and it would specify all the things that we're talking about here to that exact business. I'm not going to shout out any businesses specifically, but I will shout out one of the best burgers in America, and that's Five Guys, right? So let's say I have a franchisee of 3 Five Guys locations who would like to expand, and that's all I know. Reframe this with this using sorry. You wouldn't believe how difficult it is to type on a keyboard that's not yours. I'm used to feeling the keys in a certain way. All right, here you go. Here it is. This is about your specific prospect, right? Somebody mentioned the restaurant industry before, so you made me hungry. That's why I figured I'd run with this one. And here you go. You have discovery questions. Here's some things. Here's how you can structure the conversation. Here's things that you're going to be listening for. All of this is broken down for you. Now, I'm not saying that ChatGPT should be the only teacher that you have. I'm actually telling you that experience should be the only teacher that you have. And my experience around ChatGPT is it can help me research faster. It can help me prep better. It can help me close quicker. It can help me follow up more efficiently. And it can ultimately help me put a system around what I already know works. Now, don't take it as law. Don't take it as the ruling factor of the land, right? Take it with a grain of salt. Use it as much or as little as you'd like. The reality is there's so much that it could potentially do, right? Here we go. One last prompt before I jump into more of like a Q&A style thing here with you guys. Let me see if I can find how to do this. There it is. One last prompt that I'm going to throw in here, and that is dun 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 image generation, right? For the restaurant industry. Boom. Let's see what it does. How many of you are using ChatGPT in ways that are similar to what I just did today? How many of you learned something new today? How many of you are more engaged to utilize ChatGPT in something like this? Now, here's the funny thing about Tony's career, right? I've been doing this for 10 years, right? There is so much that I have learned in my first 10 years, right? You ever hear that saying that, I've forgotten more than you'll ever know? It feels a lot like that. The beauty of what ChatGPT can do, if leveraged the right way, is all of a sudden there is no more forgetting what you already know. The system that you put in place is so important. Now, really quick, how many of you have a Google account, right? A Gmail account? How many of you use Gmail for work? Anybody use Gmail for work specifically? A lot of you are using Gmail for work already. You probably already have a Gemini account. Imagine Gemini in your email helping you out. Imagine Gemini in your Google Sheets helping you out. Imagine Gemini in your Google Docs helping you out. I get a summary every day through a Google chat that tells me about all the emails that I got the day before. You guys know this? You guys get this? I set up I can't think of what it's called, actually. I don't know. I'll get back to you on the name, right? Because Google calls it one thing, ChatGPT calls it another. Claude's got a third name for it. I can't keep up with all the AIs and all the things that they're doing similar to each other. But I can tell you that you should use the tools that you have access to. I'm a big believer in business owners are only as good as the resources they have access to, but I'm a bigger believer that I'm only as good as the resources I have access to. So here's our quick image. What do you guys think? Pretty good look here. Looks updated, looks new, looks fancy on the right side, right? Little wordy for me, right? If I'm going to critique it at all, it's a little wordy for me, but I can tell you Tony could never, ever, ever design something like this. I married my wife because I can't design things like this. I'm not even joking. My wife's in marketing. She was designing all of our invites and our this and our that. Now, if I need an invite for my son's 7th birthday, I'm coming right here. Then I don't have to wait for her. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. You can share it. You don't have to share it. You can ask it for 5 different edits. You can do whatever you'd like. That's the beauty of this. Angela said, oh boy, you must know that my wife might watch this. If she does, she knows that she usually gets talked about every few webinars. So Love you, Marina. I can't do much more with this other than really just opening this this webinar up for a minute here. I want to get some questions from you guys, Q&A style. So if you can and you have some questions, feel free to drop those into the Zoom Q&A and be able to leverage what we just talked about a bit more here. I'm all about it. There we go. Transition me back. Give me some view here. Oh, we got some things in the Q&A already. Look at that. Nope, you're good. Let's see. Questions in the Q&A. Somebody asked, is it worth getting the paid version of ChatGPT? Because they noticed that we have a paid version of ChatGPT. Go ahead, chat. Let them know. There's already some people in the chat saying it. I would tell you, just like anything else, you get what you pay for, right? So if you're really, really strapped for cash, I would say start for free. I do pay for it personally. We pay for it through the company. I believe that you guys should really, really, really try to bootstrap this as much as you need, especially as you're getting going. But if you're looking for things like expanded usage, if you're looking for more from it, I would pay for it. Right, they're only going to give you so much on the free version of it. Gemini is great. I use Gemini all the time. Claude, I'm learning to use more and more, just because when I first started to talk about this webinar, right, I gave the marketing team an extreme headache because I told them I wanted 3 screens and I want to be able to do all 3 right next to each other. And I want to be able to have them all talking at the same time and see what they do with our prompts, you know, and go from there. Right. So, that's tough, right? That would have been a lot today. But I would tell you, if you're strapped, don't worry about spending the whatever it is a month on Claude or ChatGPT, or if your company already offers Gemini through your Google. You know, I would tell you to start to use some of the free things first. I would tell you to start to expand what you're doing, how you're doing it, and allow ChatGPT to potentially teach you when you need the more beefed up version, or the more information, or excuse me, access to more data and more information. Somebody asked, how would you reach out to business on LinkedIn? This is a great question. I don't know if you guys know this, but we generate hundreds of leads a week through LinkedIn. I could tell you that process used to take a long time, a very, very, very long time. We send something like, I don't know, a few 100,000 messages a quarter on LinkedIn. I forget exactly what the statistic is, but I would tell you that it's a full system for us. That system, in the last 12 months, I'm not even BSing you, that system has been the change that puts me here on this webinar today. We knew we needed to peel back the onion on the human intelligence and the time that we were spending on LinkedIn. And a big reason that we've been able to cut down what our reps were spending 4 to 5 hours a day on into about 15 minutes a day has been utilizing ChatGPT to do so. So I'm not going to go into the full secret sauce. If you want that, we're going to need to schedule another webinar, and that'll be the one that I'll charge you for. So that's the answer to reaching out to businesses on LinkedIn. It's aggressively and often. That's how I would do it. Great question here. Once we have somebody who's interested Should we fill out the app or leave them to do it? Right? That's a great question. I would say it's really going to be based on that person, right? And kind of the workflow that you have, right? If they're engaged with you through email, it's always good to drop the link in there so that they can self-service right through that process. But if you have somebody on the phone and it's like, yeah, I'm interested. Okay, great. Let me set you up an intro conversation. I'm going to put your information in so that we can get that set up for you, right? And I would kind of go both different ways, for that. If you're open to it, right? It really depends on kind of how you're coming across it. Just want to make sure I'm getting to the questions here in the Q&A. Somebody asked about the recording. Yes, there's a recording. It's going to go on YouTube. Everybody that registered will get a copy of the recording, and as well as access to all of the information that I shared here today. I want to make sure that you guys all have access to it. Here we go. All right. Ebook link that will be in the email as well. That will be in the email as well. I do really appreciate you guys rocking out with me for the last almost hour here now. There's still almost 275 people on. Shout out to you guys. 269 people on right now. So shout out to you guys for being on. I really appreciate you guys being on. In the chat, let me know how you guys felt about this type of webinar. There was no presentation, guys. A lot of times you've been on my webinars in the past. I sit here for 25 minutes. I talk about a presentation. Do you like this style a little bit better than the last? I would love to know. I appreciate all the feedback. Appreciate you guys for being on and getting a chance to chat with you guys. There will be a replay. Everybody will get access to the replay. Everybody's going to get the ebook. And I definitely can tell you that we'll be doing some more stuff like this in the future. Appreciate you guys for rocking out with us, for being on. We will certainly do some more things like this in the future. But for now, as we always say at the end of these webinars, until the next one, keep on rocking, everybody. Thanks so much again for joining.